Yo, morning, welcome back to Projekt ZRA. This is a marathon episode number 53, I believe. And we're here with a very physically, an object-oriented, material-oriented, setup-focused video. So what we have here, probably gonna break it down into two videos for sure, at the very bare minimum. But what we want to do is actually in the second video following from this one. So basically probably the day after this video gets uploaded, I believe. We'll be covering, well, what's in the backdrop. You can barely see it, but this is essentially a stand for the green screen holder, right? It does look a bit like a RGB kind of thing, like a grenade launcher. Sorry, I'm just taking me back to Heli Attack 3 vibes back on Mo Fun Zone. Yeah, way back 2005. Yeah, so we're gonna do an unboxing, I guess you could say. The appropriate thing to say is not an unboxing because, well, we've already unboxed it. We may show the cartridge, but it's more of a setup. So we're going to go ahead and actually assemble that piece of equipment. So on this stream, we're going to take care of all the minutia, all the more minor things. There is some equipment that we have to cover, but most of it is like, for example, garbage and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put away the display overlay immediately and the border as well, because we want as much of a view as we can. So the border's gone now for the entire overlay, and then we also are going to get rid of the display right here. Okay, so now you can see pretty much the entire backdrop. The only thing I'm going to leave here is maybe the border, just so you can get a good focus. And then of course you can still see the chat up there, so that's fine, it's transparent. Alright, so what do we want to cover in this live stream? Let's cover the most important things. So there's about 4 items here that I think are extremely important. Maybe 5. So the first thing I want 6. There's a lot of equipment. So first of all, we have this here. This is a Seagate portable drive, and I just finished taking a shower, so you can probably see the imprint on my finger right there, just disappearing with the moisture. And it comes in, I don't know, I guess I can move the small link around this time, right? That helps a little bit. Comes in this bag here, not from packaging, but because this bag was it's lent to me from a very good friend of mine who is a priest. We call him like a reverend, but he's a very young priest and wise beyond his years, I will say. So I'm very grateful for him. I do want to see him eventually. Anyways, the point is, for now, I've been putting my equipment that I take out to outside, let's say the library and so on and so forth. We always end up putting inside here. Took a deep breath. Don't constrict my chest. And so inside this bag is a bunch of equipment that has to do with setting up a laptop outside, especially the library. And inside, aside from the mouse and the AC adapter for the laptop, we have this cord here and this portable Seagate drive. Just hit the mic. That probably made some noise. So what we're gonna do is gonna plug this in here. This is, by the way, a specific type of wire. It's a USB Type C. Sorry, USB 3 cable. So instead of 2.0, it's 3.0. Allows it to transfer, I believe, about 5 to 10 megabytes per second, which is phenomenal compared to the other 2.0. Those ones usually cap out around 1.2 and 1.5 megabytes I've seen. But anyways, that's basically what we're going to use this for. This is a 5 terabyte storage device. Practically speaking, it's only about 4.5, 4.6 in space, and then I have consumed about 1.2 gigabytes already, so there's about 3.5 gigabytes left. Basically, what we need to do, and this is very important for the stream, is my laptop right now. Of course, it's just a laptop. Already has quite a bit of space for a laptop, which is 1 terabyte. It doesn't have any sort of additional drives that I've inserted or attached. That's just a base. That's really good. But even that's going to run out because obviously when we're doing some sort of project that's multimedia, videos consume so much. So I've only had about 2 months worth of footage intensively, but I've been doing intensive work. Lots of videos, lots of live streams, and lots of clips and stuff. And so it's going to run out. It's down to only 70 gigabytes left. And so what we have to do is kind of twofold. First of all, we need to get the podcasts up and running by, basically, when I say podcast, we're going to extract the audio from the videos, and then that will be a podcast essentially. And we're going to put that online. So once we're done extracting from the video, however, what we're going to do is most likely we'll either delete it because it's taking way too much space. Some of these videos that are edited videos, I can show you later on today. Well, they'll cost like around 5 to 10 gigabytes worth of space for a single video if it's been edited and then encoded. The default videos, however, that are exported from OBS immediately are only about anywhere between 500 megabytes, to about a gigabyte, so half a gig to a full gig. Compare that to 5 gigabytes to 10, so that's almost a tenfold increase. So the edited videos have to go. We have to delete them, or if we want to, think, maybe there's a future use for it I don't think anything can really justify a video being 10 minutes long. I mean, 10 gigabytes large in space. It's such a waste of space unless it really is something that's earned you like, tons and tons of return. But I don't have anything like that, so most likely I'm going to delete that. But even for the videos that are, say about 500 megabytes to about 4 gigabyte, I have so many of those by now, probably at least 50 to 100 over the past 2 months, that I'm going to have to transfer over to this device. So that's why we have this here. And we're going to plug it into the laptop and basically transfer somewhere later on today or tomorrow. That was too much talk about that. It was quite heavy. So a second piece of equipment you can see I'm holding here that's also very important. And this is tied into the third one. So this is the current headphone speaker that actually, if you hear the music from Spotify right now, it says bokeh on the side here. I don't know what the actual song is, but needless to say, you can see my cursor, I think. No, I don't think you can see a cursor. The point is, that's being run with this headphone is running the music that is being, played during this video. And we want to switch it out. So we don't want to use this device any further because, first of all, it's very round. I think something just happened there. I may have just pulled on the wire. But basically, this is a very unappealing thing to put on your head. I have the paper here I mentioned before in a previous live stream very, very briefly, but this is here to basically cover the oil, just your hair oil. It's a little bit oily, but I would say that predominantly over the past 2 weeks or the past couple months, because I have not been able to take care of myself very well due to a lot of the tasks and the remedial things I have to do instead of. It's like 1,000 things to do. But once we're done, we won't need this anymore, so we're going to take this off. Even still, I can tell that basically this headphone is too round. So first of all, there's a napkin. Makes it look really, really weird. Almost like you're trying to be some weird anime cat character. That's not what my intention is. It just sticks on the side. And so it's not good. But the more important thing, like I mentioned, that kind of piece is just the fact that it's so round and bulky and chunky that when I sit in front and do a live stream, it doesn't fit the video really well. It doesn't fit the branding, the atmosphere, which is supposed to be more down to earth. I like to go every single day. I like to interact with people. I like, having several part-time jobs and doing something physical and doing something that's more office administration on the side. And there's something creative as well. In other words, life, the Honorable Project embodies the comprehensive, holistic nature of life. Or I said Honorable Project, but Projekt ZRA embodies the entire holistic portion of life, which, all the domains of life, as you would say. Fitness, health, finance, employment and business and relationships and whatever. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to seem like a secluded person, because that's not what I'm aiming to be with the project. The project is really supposed to help me become more fulfilled. And well, not just me, but anyone who's attending here. The whole intention is that through this project, we all become more complete and fulfilled individuals who have found our place in the world and have explored everything to our content, as well as being able to provide and have been able to watch and contribute to all the people that we care about, watch them become fulfilled and accomplish what they want to do. And so it's just very comprehensive, right? So it doesn't make sense. I don't like the image that would be presented in a brand of a secluded person locked away like a sheltered hermit. That's not what it's supposed to be. And so that's why I don't want to wear these. These seems very, it's almost like for someone who's hiding under a rock. Let's put it that way. And I don't like that. So what we have here on the side instead is we showcased this a couple days ago on another video. These are the new headphones. Ironically, they're both from Dollarama, right? This one's from Dollarama as well. This one's from Dollarama. They're both from Dollarama. But this one's kind of round and chunky and bulky and everything like that. And this one is a very, very slim and very obscure. In other words, it makes it feel a lot more down to earth. If I turn to the side here, you can see it's definitely a lot more. How do you say? I said slimming. I guess that's good enough. It's very thin. It doesn't take up too much space. It's not clunky. I like it, and that's probably because of the way it's set up here. You can tell that the handles here basically are latched to above to where the earphones are, as opposed to this one's on the side. Hence why it's jutting out from the side. It almost feels like you're wearing some sort of friggin' princess tiara or a headband. It doesn't. No, I don't like it. Right? It makes me feel like I'm a secluded kind of gamer kind of thing, which isn't. I don't like that at all. I like playing games, but games are only a part of life. They can't completely encapsulate it. I like working on the project, but the project is only a part of life. If it's going to be a true project that I can invest myself in, the project has to embody the holistic everything, the comprehensive everythingness of life. And so I can't allow myself to be portraying that kind of image because it doesn't suit or fit the brand or the atmosphere of this project. So we're going to be wearing this, long story short. It's a big branding thing. I know that I went a lot more into it than I really needed to, but anyways, the point is we're going to be using these instead. Now that's going to be after this video ends most likely, because obviously we can't switch it while the Spotify is running. I'm looking at the time here. I noticed it's about 12 minutes in. What else can we mention? So I should say that, of course, we are going to have to wash these headphones here because there's probably some grease that seeped through anyways. Same thing on the side. And so on that notion, we're going to say basically, we have some paper napkins, some tissues. This one here was actually used to wipe out different bits of equipment. While we have more napkins, more paper towels, we're going to wipe down the entire piece of equipment, get it nice and clean, and then there will be a repurpose for this. So while we are using the new headphones, I forgot to mention, as of the previous couple of episodes or videos, I have mentioned that this actually looks pretty good when placed around my neck, and even with the napkin on. So we're going to get a brand new napkin that's not greased up. We're going to wipe down the entire headphones so it's clean as well. We'll get a brand new kind of red napkin and put it around our head like this. And this one really adds to the whole branding very well. Once again, it doesn't add that kind of weird, kind of congested feel, like someone's just hiding away into the corner. But it does have the red and black colors, and it does seem like a really techy thing. Overall, I just like the fact that it kind of is being embodied in reality too. So there's a lot of this kind of tinkering red borders, and then there's this widget here that's, capturing the sound as balancing as red and black. But we also want to be represented in reality as well. If we actually appreciate and value the brand that we're creating, we can embody that in reality as well. Okay, in physicality. All right. So that's a lot about headphones. I can't believe I had to spend that much time. So paper napkins here, that's the next kind of minor thing. On that note, there's more paper napkins on the side here. I'll probably have to use a little bit of soap. So I'll mention that I'm not going to showcase it to wipe it down. Now, in addition to that, what else did we use this for? This is not used to wipe the headphones, obviously. So we have this bar here. I know. So I've mentioned before where the household I'm sort of in right now. I'm going to lower my volume a bit because, so needless to say, I actually need this for self-defense. And so as a result, I've gone ahead and taken this and wiped it down. This is a class 2 item, meaning that it's not necessarily from me, it's actually from my... So it's basically not my own item, but I've recognized I had a bit of a reconciliation and revelation about just doing as long as I can proclaim it to be something that I'm using for practical reasons, and especially since it's like I've already given so much anyways. If this is the only thing I took away and used as my own, that is not truly from my own origin, it'd be good enough. That's okay. But I think overall, eventually I would still feel quite uncomfortable having this. I'd probably return it anyways. But it's certainly very useful for now for self-defense in case something happens and they barge in the room over there. Okay. So I washed this down. It's nice now. Before this was being used for a little bit of fitness, like a bar to do some pull-ups or stuff like that, practicing. But now it's like I'm going to use this in case something happens. And I have to mention where I'm placing everything. So this middle bar here should go on the side next to the. There is a camera here, right? So I can sort of adjust it. Basically, I'll put it down here by the side. And in case something ever happens, I will have easy access to it. And that's very important, to be able to access something like that immediately once you need it. Because again, you never know when you need to defend yourself. You can't have to run across the room, right, or retrieve it from some obscure place. You need to have it with you at all times. Okay, it has to be easily accessible. In other words. Okay. All right, let's see if I can't get this to settle down. There's just maybe a few more items I want to cover before we do the next video. It is quite important that I cover these things. Okay, I realize now that the microphone has kind of slumped down or something. All right, doesn't matter. So we have some garbage here I'll talk about as well, but before we get to that point, the last piece of equipment to cover in this particular live stream, I was digging out, trying to get to all the equipment I have stashed, such as the stand for the green screen or the photography booth, as well as the green screen itself. And I couldn't find it for the longest time, wasted a whole hour when it was actually just in the most easily accessible box. I just couldn't see it, and we'll showcase that later on in the next video. I feel so stupid. It's like I fell for an optical illusion. Now, these two pieces of equipment, we have a USB here, 2.0 kind of thing, right? The slower one that's going to transfer like 1.5 gigabytes at most, and then megabytes, not gigabytes. We wish gigabytes could be, that would be amazing. Okay, over here, imagine a cable wire that allows you to transfer the speed of 1.5 gigabytes per hour. That's crazy. That's like those multi-million-dollar businesses, multi-billion-dollar businesses like the FANG group. I'm sure that they have technology that's capable of doing that already. Anyways, the point is that's such a wide tangent. What we have here as well, again, lots to cover in this video. I'm exhausted already just talking about everything. This is a earphone that I usually wear outside, just on the side here. Plays the Bluetooth, usually a podcast or music, or sometimes just ambient white noise. It helps with the coping when I need it, especially when I was working at a previous job. This was a very good coping mechanism. Just basically takes me away from all the harassment that was happening in the workplace. And so overall, I'm gonna put this to the side here. My point is I found that this was basically plugged in to the extension cord, and I didn't take it out for 3-4 days. So that's the last thing that has to do with equipment type upkeep. Okay, so finally, we can finally say, when it comes to equipment, so that earphone goes right here next to the side. So we're gonna talk about locations, region A1 or whatever. The earphones, again, we're gonna hang the earphones probably underneath the laptop, region A2, something like that. And then the earphones that we're actually going to use, I have to keep in mind that I do have to unplug the wiring from this, and then I have to plug in this earphone instead. This will then be hanging around. This earphone will take the place of that present earphone that we're discontinuing, which is going to be hung around the arm, the boom arm for this mic. So we actually hang it around, just around the arm of the boom arm that basically supports this mic right now. Okay, and then there's this bag here, like I said, from my good friend and priest, and I'm gonna put this back into the bag, again, into the luggage bag that I take outside to go to work or volunteer for the library and so on and so forth. That's where it belongs. As well as this one here, we will place it again back into the bag, but only after inside the bag, the red bag, which is inside the luggage bag. After we have transferred all those video files, most likely after we converted some of those videos, those heavily edited videos that cost like 5 to 10 gigabytes, and extracted the audio if we need to. Then we'll put this back in the bag. But for now, we need this here. Okay, so that's almost all the equipment. I did say it was going to be the last. USB cord here also goes over into the luggage bag, and I was wrong. There's one more piece of electronic equipment, and that's this USB here. So prior to this video, we unplugged this mic right here, this one right here, HyperX Cloudcast, and we plugged in this USB. And what we did is we transferred the USB profile settings and the scene source settings and backed it up inside this USB as well. So now it's up to date. Before, it did have a copy that was backed up before, but that was about 4 or 5 days ago. And I made a significant change to all the scenes, so we can showcase right here. Once again, big change. This is a new scene. It didn't even exist. All these assets and graphics and all the associated settings and sources and the ways everything's kind of set up they were all missing from the previous backup. So this, I will tuck this away into the, the shoulder pad. It's not much of a shoulder pad, but it's in, anyways, it's in like region B right there. I would call it region B. Okay, awesome. Now we have only the last few things left to take care of. Okay, lots to cover this for the live stream. It's got 20 minutes almost, 22. So very quickly, we did have to take out a little silicone packet from HEPA Plus, which is good for the liver, right? It's got a patent from Intelligence, Juzan Health Sciences, sponsor in the description below. You can learn all about it. I've had previous videos on it. Anyways, just a R&D research and development company focused on stimulating your endogenous antioxidant defenses. So anyways, the point is, this is right here. So gene expression. This here, we have a silicone packet every time. It's included from the very beginning because that extracts all the oxygen, and that way, you know, make sure that the product, the nutritional supplements, maintain their preserved state, their active state for as long as they can. I've taken it out and basically added to this one. So this one inside is usually a proglucamine. But what you can see is that I've taken I've finished it, and then inside is a big mixture of many different little tablets. I'm going to showcase this little camera here. So you can see there are silicone packets, and then inside there's a bunch of different tablets of different varieties of colors, like Procosa. So essential is basically some are for the joints, some are for the bones, some are for the immune system. Some of them are for your cardiovascular system, your health, your brain and heart and liver health. Basically, it's a good mixture now. And I use this, and I put this inside the shoulder pad, so whenever I'm outside, I can just take it as I eat. Okay, because I do eat outside quite a bit. Every single day I go out, I will mostly buy something. Anyways, so that's something that has to happen. This is for recycling now. It's empty. That green HEPA Plus. This one needs to go into the shoulder pad. And then last but not least, there's some garbage we'll take care of. Housekeeping through chores before we end this video. All right. So this is some trash here. Napkins, disposable, chopsticks, garbage basically. Banana chips and a napkin. So this is used, and use napkin, put it inside. We also took a shower, so we had Q-tips. We use these Q-tips, ear swabs, sorry. I use Q-tips, but that's actually the name of the brand, I realize now. And then we put this all inside, and it's all garbage right there. Perfect. So the last thing is I've been drinking this to finish it off because it's also in the luggage bag. And I recognize I haven't gone out in 3 days, and probably not today either, because I have a lot of videos to go through today as well. And then we'll be done and be able to see our cousin tomorrow. So that's great. Anyways, the point is, that's all the material stuff. I believe we covered everything that is physical to cover. Okay, so the next video, it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing some boxing. We're going to set up the green screen, the photography booth. We're feeling clean. We're going to wipe down the headphones. Awesome, good shit. Feeling a lot better now. Okay, see you in the next one. This is Rishev from Projekt ZRA, Respite shelter for everyone who doesn't have, for all the abandoned folk without a stable home or family. You're always welcome here. I know that's speaking to a very niche minority of people, but you're always welcome here. And thanks for tuning in. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Let's go.